All right, everybody, welcome at Only Gems Finance. I'm back for my holiday. Today we have, like already announced 2 weeks ago, the team of NumisMe here. This is a cash protocol, buy crypto with cash. So they have an app ongoing, they have staking vaults, they have savings accounts, and merchant and bank connections. It's very, very big, as a high liquidity in the DEX tools I saw. So the market cap is also a little bit higher already, but only 300 holders. So I'm very excited what you guys have to tell us about. Hi guys, Aaron and Mr. I think you guys gonna talk, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, TJ. Thanks for having us here today.
Thank you for coming in. Usually we start with introducing yourself, a little bit about your background, crypto, and maybe also your personal business life, maybe how it fits together with your project. So let's just start with this, I would say.
Yeah. So, I'll just kick it off here. And so, good to meet everybody here. Thanks again for having us. I'm Mr. Mister. I'm project lead at NumisMe. And, what, brought me to here as far as like what my personal life looks like and how that helps my DeFi or my crypto life. They're actually one and the same, right? So I am full time building in DeFi, and that kind of came about a few years ago. I've been working in Silicon Valley in big tech for many years, more years than I care to say, at risk of being called a boomer. But I came to the realization at one point that everything that Silicon Valley represents, it's a lot of just talk, right? That do no evil and try to help everybody. At the end of the day, it was very much greed driven. And then I saw kind of the greed and the unfairness in the financial system, in the US at least, but really, applies to many other regions. And for me, I couldn't do it anymore. So I decided to go full on into crypto, quit my job and liquidated everything and went into crypto back then and never looked back, right? And since then, been um, building my way through DeFi, right? From DeFi summer, which was early in the summer of 2020, and going through and just watching everything, learning, and then eventually building and leading protocols through all the different phases of DeFi, the different trends that we've been seeing, right? And for me, my passion is in trying to build a more fair and just financial system to be able to bring everyday folks into the kinds of financial products that really have been in the traditional financial system, have been blocked off from regular folks, right? You have to have either massive wealth or amazing relationships or both in order to access really the wealth generation, the financial products that can generate, wealth on top of wealth, generating yield, right? That trying to make sure that everybody has a fair chance, right? We're trying to make this more accessible and trying to build a better system here, right? But yeah, before we talk about NumisMe, I guess maybe Aaron, did you want to introduce yourself, sir?
Yeah, sure. My name's Aaron. I'm one of the community leads here at NumisMe. I've been in crypto for about 18 months, working on projects and moderator roles, content creation, um, social media management for probably about 12 to 14 months now. And I came from the service industry. I'm a very people-oriented person and jumped into community work very naturally. So that's a little bit about my background, and I gravitated heavily toward this project. I mean, we've all been through some things in the space, and when you have something that kind of stands out, not just against all the crypto projects out there, but against the ones that we all know, not just the ones that we don't. That's something that really caught my eye farther down that hole I went, or rather the deeper I looked into it, it was it was unavoidable. It was definitely destiny knocking. So this is home for me now, and it's been 6 months, and we can't wait to tell you guys about the project.
Awesome. Yeah, looks professional from the team already. I'm sure there's more people probably in the background working for it as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. A big chunk of our team has been in DeFi since the beginning, right? And the shout out to our core devs, our Has, Gaines, and Frank, and they've been doing tremendous work. And you know what? We've been building these various pitch decks for various uses, like going to conferences and stuff like that. We'll actually be pitching at a conference pretty soon. We're not quite ready to announce which conference just yet, but we will do that soon. But in doing that work, we calculated just kind of like how much experience does this team have in DeFi, and it turns out it's something like 16 combined years worth of experience in DeFi. So we've been around the block, we've seen some stuff, and really, learned a lot of lessons from the mistakes that others have made, which is great for us because we had we were lucky enough to be able to learn without making those mistakes ourselves, and that just makes us a stronger protocol, right? But yeah, we do have a good amount of experience in DeFi since the beginning.
Nice. Are you guys actually doxed or KYC?
Yeah, so we have our founder is fully doxed. We have a part of the team that came over from previous to the merger that happened, right? We did NumisMe was a bit of a different animal, and then another project I was working on, we merged with NumisMe, and so brought our DeFi technology into the fold. And so that the side of the original NumisMe team is they are doxed. The DeFi side is undoxed for now, and that's because we use that as a marketing moment. We want to announce who we all are at the right time, and we want to be able to market against that, right? And so no, we are not all fully doxed, but yeah, a good chunk of our team is.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, let's just jump in the project from the beginning to to everything you guys have to offer.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what is NumisMe? And like you said, DJ, our vision is big, right? The project is big. And that means that we have a lot of different things we can talk about, but I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. And really, our core innovation is the ability for us through our mobile app to basically onboard the retail masses, the true mass consumer, right? The folks that are just shopping on the street and may not even know about crypto or don't know about DeFi. What we're trying to do is onboard them into crypto and into DeFi. And the way we do that is through our mobile app. We have patent pending technology that allows us to digitize physical cash change that you would receive from a purchase at a store. And so if you buy something for, say, like $6.50, and you give them a $10 bill at the store, then the store gives you $3.50 as change. And they put that $3.50 in your hand, you put the $3 into your wallet and the 50 cents into your pocket. Instead of doing that, what our mobile app allows people to do and allows the store to do is instead of giving the change back into their hand, they can just simply scan the app. The store will scan our app and send that change, that cash change, into the app electronically, right? And from there, that allows anybody that is using the app to buy crypto like Noom, right? We're hoping, we'd love if folks buy Noom with their electronic cash in the app, and really to be able to generate ultra high yield, right? Ultra high interest rates on their cash through our DeFi savings account, right? So that is our vision. Our vision is pretty big, and we believe that as the global economy moves towards full cashless, right, models, which is happening everywhere, right? But it can't happen every night. We believe that there's an opportunity for us as a project to be able to serve as one, the transition platform to get regular folks to get used to using an app, right? Using crypto and become comfortable with using crypto-based like savings accounts, right? And then when various countries, start actually moving into that cashless society, we are well positioned to just be that payment platform in both directions. Instead of just taking the cash and putting it into the app, we can enable folks to pay from our app directly, right? And that could be linked to the electronic fiat that's in their app, or it can be linked, it can draw straight from, say, their DeFi savings account, right? Using their crypto savings and the earnings that they make on their crypto savings. So that is our big vision. And the way we make all that happen is the team has deep experience in generating yield on digital assets on crypto. And so to make the mobile app possible, what we need to do is build full DeFi infrastructure. And what that means is we have our vaults at the core of it, right? The vaults allow people to deposit their crypto and basically earn yield to grow the amount of crypto that they deposited in and earn Noom token as kind of a little extra reward for using our vaults, right? So that technology is what's going to be able to deliver that ultra high yield, the kind of yield that you see in DeFi, the kind of APR, APYs that you see in DeFi. That's how we're going to be able to deliver that to just the mobile app user, that they don't even have to ever know what DeFi means or what DeFi is, or maybe even don't even have to not just care, but not have to worry about how all this is done, right? We want to make it as invisible as possible, right? And so that's what we're doing. We're building a mobile app that will hopefully, onboard, tons of people into crypto and DeFi, but really at the end of the day, to make it so that, people have access. Everybody has the same access to be able to generate that ultra high yield that the bank will never give you, right? And that's what we do. And today, we're talking about really our DeFi products. We have our Noom staking, right? And what we do for our Noom staking is we reward stakers with ETH. We don't reward Noom stakers in Noom, we reward them with ETH. And the reason we do that is so that we don't add additional sell pressure onto the token, right? Because if all we did was give Noom as rewards for staking Noom, then the only thing to do with that reward is to sell it, and that hurts the price of Noom. And we're all about making sure that not only user funds are safe, but also that all Noom holders, the value of their portfolios, we protect that value, right? And so, so we have staking, we have Noom staking to earn ETH, we have our vaults that I, just spoke about, and soon we'll have our PayMe. We have a self-repaying loans product, and the way that works is you bring a stablecoin, right? And instead of, let's say you have like $100 in stablecoin, and you're looking to buy some new shoes, so you're thinking, okay, I gotta move this stable coin over to this exchange, and I gotta cash it out into my bank account, and I'll go buy it. Or maybe you can buy it online with the crypto. Sure. What we're saying is, don't spend your stable coin. Just bring us the stable coin and put it into our PayMe self-repaying loans product. And what we will do is, for every $100 in stable coin that you bring us, we will give you an instant $60 loan against your $100. And you can choose to take less, but the maximum you can take is $60 against your $100 stablecoin deposit. And the reason we call it self-repaying loans is because what we do is we take your $100 stablecoin deposit and we put it to work generating yield, generating APR. And then we take that yield and we pay down your loan. So we pay off your $60 loan for you, so that after a matter of years, when that loan is paid off, we give you your initial deposit back 100%. And so that becomes essentially a free crypto loan, right? Why spend your stablecoin when you could just take out a free loan up to 60% the value of your stablecoin and go, then you can use that loan to do whatever you want, and you wait a little bit and your initial deposit comes right back to you. So yeah, those are all the things we're working on.
Name, yeah, it looks actually very like I said, very big. It looks nice, you know. I got some questions actually to that app. When I pay, do I connect my credit card to it, or how does it work? Or do I really
So
go with like my $10 in the shop, and I show the app, and they're gonna scan it, and they're gonna send me their $3 there, or how does it work?
yeah, so we're going to have an option to connect a bank account, of course, because essentially what we're doing is we're providing people choices, and more choices than they've had before, actually. Because it's not just peer-to-peer. You can connect your bank account, interact and send funds back and forth from the app to your bank. You've got the cash portion of it, which you just kind of touched on a little bit. So when you go to the store and you pay with cash and you receive that change back, you're right. They would have the option to scan the code or the barcode or the QR code within your NumisMe app if you wanted to have that change received digitally, which is something that has never been done before. This is a first to market concept that we've got a patent pending on. We've obtained the provisional and we're working on that 20-year utility right now. It's just a process. It's just a process going back and forth with the patent office. So, but ultimately, yeah, I mean, you can connect a bank account if you want to. It doesn't require KYC if you choose not to, if you just choose to use and utilize your cash purchasing power. And ultimately, you know, once you're there, you can use it for whatever purpose you want, including onboarding into DeFi. And that's really the brilliance of it, because it's being received in fiat still within the NumisMe app, and that keeps things simple from, I think, a regulatory standpoint even. And then the option is there for you then to purchase one of our, you know, provided stablecoin assets, or most importantly, the Num token. And then from there, with the purchase of the token, you've got access to just reflections for, because essentially there's going to be all these different layers of people and their knowledge base as they come into this, and they will just randomly come in out of curiosity even too. I mean, I would, if I would check out any project that I could spend my spare change on that I've been saving, you know, especially if it was a potential investment opportunity or a way to grow that kept net worth.
I honestly like that idea, because I remember when I was a kid, I got like €10 from my parents, and I go buy something, and I put all this change always in the money box, and after 1 year you had like 200, €300 left of it. I kept on doing this when I got older, and I always, when I gas up, I always went actually to bank, get cash, and I always got like €20 or €15 back, and I never spent that money. I always put it in a money box, and there's a lot of money going coming from spare change, you know. I see some people doing donation, so I really think that idea is really great. It's just gonna be a hell lot of work to bring that worldwide, I think.
I will tell
So
you this, just as a note on the money box, it's not just your coins, guys. It's all of your change back. If you go and make $100 purchase on or give them $100 bill on a $20 purchase, you can have all of that $80 coming back into your NumisMe wallet. So this isn't. I do want to say just to show how well this can be utilized as a savings tool and a financial tool for people, especially people like myself who struggle with cash burning a hole in their pocket. Right. I personally am just going to get a lot of use out of this. I see 100% how valuable this would be in my own life. But I
Yeah,
feel
and
and I feel
imagine,
there's a lot of
TJ.
people that would be the same.
Yeah, exactly. That a lot of people are in kind of a similar place, right, with all the cash, and imagine, TJ, right? You're putting all that euro into your cash box, but after that year, it's still only just what you put in. What if that whole time you were saving all that cash it kept growing, so that it's not 300 at the end of the year. It ends up being like 400 or something, right? Wouldn't that
Exactly.
be nice? And that's beautiful.
That's what I said here earlier in the chat also, staking or something like this is for me the way to go, because I'm staking my BUSD in Binance right now for, I think it was 10%, now it's 8%. It covers the inflation which we have ongoing right now, so at least my money is not worthless. So if you only have money, like for everybody, if you only have money and you just keep it in your money box or in your bank and you don't get any interest on it, you're just going to lose money after 1 year. I think in every country we have like 8% minimum inflation right now. So
Yes.
if you, and the other thing is what I really think of this change idea, going back to your account. It's a very nice way to trick some exchanges actually that you loaded up your account. So, which is nice, I mean, you just need to get that money out later. You just keep it inside there. Good idea.
Yeah,
How do you?
so there are a lot of people that don't have bank accounts, and what that means is they can't access crypto, because the traditional flow is you have to go from your bank account to a centralized exchange, and then if you want to get into DeFi, really what you got to do is go from the exchange to your Web3 wallet, and that's how it works today. But what we're saying is, there are a lot of people that don't have these bank accounts, that don't have access to centralized exchanges, and it's not fair that they can't access DeFi. So, you know, while DeFi is focused on making a more fair financial system, we're focused on making DeFi even easier to use, and make DeFi even more fair.
Nice. You have any, like, how do you plan to roll that out when it's done, when it's developed? I mean, you have that button now. You have some merchant you're gonna start working with together to try it, or?
Yeah, so the app is in development right now, and part of what the development requires is for us to set up all our fiat and our crypto systems, our payment rails, and we are working with a bunch of different vendors, and that is we're not ready to talk about who our vendors are right now, just that is a little bit of our secret sauce. So excuse me if we don't speak to that just yet, but that is the way we want to roll this out is we're exploring our US launch, and that has been our original kind of path. But recently, what we've come to realize is there are lots of other markets out there that are more friendly from a regulatory environment. So we're actively exploring non-US markets as maybe even our first launch, the first market that we launch in. And that is, for example, there are a lot of countries that have um, um, like they've started like cashless working groups, for example, right? So they're all really focused on that next wave of innovation, and that's how we get into them, right? But from kind of a more technical standpoint, the way we pull this off is we go straight into our retail partners, like the big box stores, the stores that everybody has shopped at least once, if not every week, right? And we don't tell them anything about DeFi. We don't tell them anything about, the only thing we say to them is, here is how much money we can save you. Because these big guys, these big stores, these chains, they spend a lot of money, upwards of billions of dollars a year, just to manage physical cash in their stores. So when we come to the table and say, look, today we can make this, we can reduce your cost on having to manage physical cash, like counting the cash, transporting it securely, having the cashiers, the tellers, or the people at the cash register. We can save you 50% today. And their eyes light up and they're like, oh, crazy. That's all I care about. Let's keep talking about that. And that's how we get in with our retail partners. And those conversations are ongoing. And yeah, we're really happy with how interested everybody is. It's just going to take some time, right? Because these are big corporate organizations. They move really slow, and it's really measured on these meetings and the pitches that we do. They're not like, okay, well, let's circle back next week. It's like, let's circle back, let me talk to my team, let's get a strategy together, and let's circle back in like a month or maybe 3 months. So these conversations take a long time, right? right? And so what we're really focused on today is, while we're doing all that, while we're building the mobile app, while we're talking to our retail partners and setting up the partnerships, we're really focused on, bringing our core DeFi products to as many people as possible, right? Because why just sit here and wait until everything is fully ready, in terms of our mobile app and our retail integration? Why wait until then when we can bring this more fair, and this more fair system, and this ability to earn high yield on your wealth, to as many people as possible today, right? And so that's why, what we're doing right now is we are in kind of marketing light mode, right? We've been really cautious about how we spend our marketing dollars, especially in this bear market, because it's a lot harder. Like, the dollars have to work a lot harder in a bear market, which means it becomes more expensive for us. And we want to make sure that we have enough marketing funding to market the mobile app. And because we're marketing the mobile app to just everybody on the street, on the sidewalk, right, in their homes, it's going to cost a lot of money to get in front of them, whether it's TV or radio ads or billboards, or going to conferences, or doing, newsletters and partner marketing with our retail partners. That's going to take a lot of money. So we're in this mode right now where we're being really strategic with how we spend our marketing dollars, but we don't want to wait, right? So we're about to launch a much bigger marketing campaign that we've been doing, and actually, that's a fun one, Aaron. I don't know if we want to talk about that. We're if anybody knows about the Goblin Town NFT project, we're actually giving away some goblins and grumples, some Goblin Town NFTs. Do you want to speak to that, Aaron, a little bit?
Yeah, so our community manager put together kind of a three-pronged contest. There's going to be a few different ways in which you're going to have an opportunity to earn one of these Goblin Town NFTs that we have collected into our NumisMe NFT vaults that we do for giveaways and such. Mr. Poppy especially, honestly, is an incredibly big fan of the Goblin Town NFTs. And what is it, Truth Labs, Mr., that's behind that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so I'm just now kind of checking out the culture over there, and it is definitely a fun, weird, like, awesome place. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have some interaction with these particular NFTs, especially because they're just so hot right now on the NFT market. It's a big upcoming project, and so it's a pretty cool prize to be able to give away to our community, and also just create some mutual awareness, because that's what we're all trying to do right now.
Right, and the way we're giving them away, just so everybody is aware, we have 3 NFTs that we're giving away, and they're going for 3 different kinds of entries, right? We are having an art contest. So anybody that has any artistic skills, if you design kind of a fake Goblin Town NFT, like what you want your Goblin Town NFT to look like, we'll pick the winner, or the winner will be picked, and that person that wins the design contest will get that NFT. And then we have a vault user competition, and for every I believe it's for every $100 that you deposit. Actually, I shouldn't speak for Mr. Pappy on that. I could be wrong, but yeah, for every about $100 that you deposit into any of our vaults, we'll give you 1 entry into the raffle, and that will be randomly drawn, and the winner will receive a grumple, right? And that's kind of the new generation of Goblin Town NFTs. And then we have a prize for Noom holders. For every, I believe it's $50 of Noom that is purchased during the contest time period, that gets 1 entry. And then the entries are picked, and the winner will receive an actual pretty rare Goblin Town NFT, Goblin itself. And so that's really cool. And then the kicker here is, for those folks that buy Noom, if you stake all that Noom that you bought for the contest and you stake it for at least 12 weeks, then we'll double the number of entries that you get for this contest. So there are a lot of different ways to win this Goblin Town, one of these Goblin Town NFTs, and we're really excited. We're big fans of the Goblin Town project, and they're like us. They're building and pushing forward in this bear market, which is not easy. And we wanted to show a little bit of love to those guys. We love their NFTs, and we thought the community might like it too. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways to participate in NumisMe, and that's just one of them. And we're really excited. That campaign should be launching next week.
Nice. Yeah, so now I had to read up a little bit while you're talking about it. Was a free to mint NFT project, and it became really hot. It have an OpenSea trading volume of 48,000 Ethereum or 49,000 Ethereum already, and floor price is 0.99 Ethereum. So if you win there, you actually get like I think $1,300 if you sell that NFT right now. But it looks like this one is gonna push more higher than it actually is already now. So
yeah,
actually
hopefully
very
we see
nice.
a little bit of price. Yeah, hopefully we see a little bit of good price action on ETH so that the NFTs are worth more. But yeah, it's about that, and we're giving away more higher rarity, like more rare versions of the NFT. So they're a bit higher than the floor price. So it's probably something like around like 1.5 or 2 ETH, something like that.
Nice.
So it's actually a bit more, and that'll go up as the ETH price recovers, right? Hopefully.
I like that. They actually look pretty funny. Nice idea. Let me just jump back in the project right now. We're on a marketing these days is very difficult. I'm struggling
Marketing
with it as well.
Difficult. Yeah. So what we're trying to do is while you're looking it up, maybe one thing I can mention as well is we do want to offer people as many different ways to contribute and to be part of our community. And so we have the giveaways, right? We have our bi-weekly community calls, and then we do poker nights. We do all these different things. And one of the cool things that we launched recently is our referral partner program. And the way the referral partner program works is anybody that's interested and knows people that might be interested in earning high yield, earning high APR on their assets, we're saying, hey, go out and talk to them and introduce us to them, whether they're other projects, whether they're DAOs that do investing DAOs, right? Or it's just friends and family or your coworkers. If you can introduce us to folks and they end up depositing anything into our vault, we'll give you, the person that brought us that introduction, we'll give you up to 1% of the value of the deposit as a referral bonus. So it's another way to kind of make passive income. Just give us the introduction, and we can talk to whoever it is. If it's a project, a DAO, or just a regular individual, we'll talk to them. We'll tell them exactly how it all works and why they should do it, and so we'll close them, right? We'll get them to go into the vaults for you, but you get the up to 1% referral bonus. So it's not uncommon, like for an investment DAO to go and put a $1 million deposit in, right? So if you bring us an introduction to an investment DAO and they deposit $1 million, you get $10,000, right? And that happens every time you make an introduction and we get the deposit. So that's something we're really excited about. We are doing it in a very type of white glove kind of concierge model. So we don't have any referral codes. We want to make sure we get to know all our referral partners, and we want to make sure that they know how to talk about us. And so what we're doing is we are asking folks to sign up and apply to become a referral partner with us. And then we'll start the conversation. We'll tell you how everything works and kind of like what you get out of it. And then we track your wallet address so that we can be sure that you get paid out when whoever you bring to us deposits into our vaults. And so you can find that application, the form, on numisme.io. And right at the top there, you'll see the referral partner link. Just click that. It'll take you to the referral partner page that kind of explains how we do things a little bit. And then there's a sign up form. Just fill that out and we'll get right in touch with you.
Nice. Very good idea to partner with some launches about this one. We all know they all do everything for money, so that's actually a good idea.
It is the greatest motivator.
Yeah,
Hey,
partnerships is
Mister, does that include the LP Double Up program? Like that's also something people can bring others into. It's not just the vaults, right?
Yeah, well, actually, it won't include the LP Double Up program because for liquidity providers, while they are immensely important to the project because they do give us the liquidity that enables people to trade, we aren't generating yield on the LP, right? And so it's hard for us to justify spending 1% on that. So no, we're not unfortunately offering the referral, the 1% referral bonus to liquidity providers. But as long as we're talking about that, another thing that we're doing, and this is why we got so much stuff to talk about, and I hate to kind of get so deep into the details, but our LP Double Up program allows anybody that's interested in becoming a liquidity provider to double their LP, the amount of LP tokens that they have. And what that means is basically for say you have 10 ETH and you are interested in becoming a liquidity provider so that you can earn rewards, all right? If you have 10 ETH, right, and you bring us that 10 ETH into a regular liquidity pool, what happens is, like Uniswap, for example, takes 5 of that ETH and buys Noom with it. And then so you have 5 ETH and then 5 ETH worth of Noom. And then Uniswap pairs them together and puts them into the liquidity pool. And at the end of the day, you have 10 ETH worth of LP tokens. And then you come stake that with us and we'll give you rewards. The LP Double Up program supercharges it for you. And what we do is say, hey, don't go into Uniswap. Go in through our UI. We have a smart contract that is audited and patched based on audit findings, so it is secure. Bring us the 10 ETH, and what we'll do is we will give you 10 ETH worth of Noom for free, and we'll pair that up and put it into the liquidity pool. The smart contract will pair it up, put it into the liquidity pool for you, and then that means that you have 20 ETH worth of LP token. Instead of your 10 ETH coming in with 10 ETH worth of LP tokens, you bring us 10 ETH and you get 20 ETH of LP tokens. And when you stake that, because you have 20 ETH worth of LP tokens, you earn Noom rewards at twice the rate. And so that's why we call it the LP Double Up program. You can double your LP position for free. And when you exit, what we do is we just split the LP tokens and we give you half the LP tokens and we keep half, and then you're free to do whatever you want with that at that point.
nice. Let me just jump back here. I'm just on that pictures Aaron showed. For that staking, when I stake, I'm gonna have a 2.5 times APR boost. How much do I have to stake to get these boosts, and how much is my normal APR, and how much is it gonna be after?
Yes, so that's a great question. So one of the reasons to stake Noom is to earn ETH, right? But there's other reasons to stake Noom, like you're saying, TJ. Every time you stake Noom, and if you are using our vaults, every time you stake Noom, you can boost your vault APR and up to 2.5 times. And that just means that you earn more faster, up to 2.5 times faster, right? And as far as like how much you have to stake it and for how long, that does change. So based on how much is already in the vault, how much has already been staked, and especially how long you stake it for, that will determine how much boost you get. So I can't give you an easy answer, but we have a calculator on our app at app.numisme.io. And if you click on staking, right there on the right side, there's a little calculator that'll let you select like which vault you want to boost and how much you're looking to put into the vault and how much Noom you will need and for how long you'll have to stake it to get your 2.5x boost. But yeah, sorry, I can't give you a straight answer because it does change based on, you know, how much is in the vault and how much is already
Yeah.
staked.
No worries. So it's a variable, not fixed. Let me just I'll try that later. How much it is? Like I said earlier already, I like staking. I stake all my stable coins right now. I think it's a good way to stake Ethereum now. Like we are close to bottom out again after the merge. So this should return with the next bull run, I think, and everything what you earn now is just going to be more worth afterwards. So this is pretty good. That loan idea, I like that loan idea also. So I actually have to have that money already, and I give you 60%, right?
Yeah, well, whatever you bring us, we give you 60%.
Okay.
You know, for every $100, we'll give you a $60 loan. You can choose to take less, and what that does is, if you take the full 60% loan against your deposit, that'll make it take longer to repay your loan. But let's say you bring us $100 in stablecoin and you only take $30 loan out. And this is, you know, 1,000 to 300, and you know it's the same. It scales, you know, linearly. But if you decide to take only 30%, we can repay your loan back faster, and so then you get your $100 back quicker.
Is there any loan limit you have for this one planned? Or can somebody come and if you have money and say, I want to have a house now and I'm going to give you $300,000 and you give me 60% for this one?
Yeah, so there is no lower limit. In the beginning, when we just launch it, we'll have soft caps on how big of a loan you can take out. But eventually there will be no soft cap, so we'll have no limit. So no lower limit, no higher limit.
Nice. Good idea. I'm speaking from my perspective. I'm paying with my crypto credit card, crypto.com credit card. I'm getting cashback. So I honestly think this project is something what's going to catch my eye when that app is out and I'm getting my change back in crypto. Because I don't buy crypto anymore. I just use always my cashback. I load my credit card with my bank account and I'm just going to get cashback. And I'm selling that Grow and I'm going to get BNB or Ethereum from it, whatever I need. So this is how I finance my crypto right now. So if I can pay my real money with it, if I can pay my real money with it and I get my change back in crypto, I don't need to buy any more crypto as well. I just have my system there already, and then I just stake it in your vault or in whatever vault I want, and I get my interest on it, and I cover my inflation out of it, and maybe make even more money than it was after inflation. So that's my perspective. I'm not sure how many from these people here in the chat already work like this. So yeah.
Yeah, and so that's just what I'm hearing is we got to get the app out to you as fast as possible. We're actually looking at the European launch market,
and you have to
you have to actually
you have to start in Germany then.
Start in Germany. Well, we might be close to Germany. We are considering Lithuania to just start off with. They do have some pretty good crypto policies there, and they have central bank support. So that might be a market that we do initially launch in. But you know, from there we can scale to so many other markets. We just want to get the first market as quickly as possible.
Of course, you have to work out the license and everything, you know, in that laws and everything. It's very difficult with different countries. From my experience, I was living in Hong Kong actually, and I pay always there is like a load up card, and I know Hong Kong is very deep in crypto as well. Maybe that's something where you can reach out. I think they have also a good law for crypto taxation and everything, and maybe it's something to think about as well. Since Hong Kong is very international also, so and they have lots of bars, and I know there's bars a lot also where you can pay with Bitcoin already. So yeah, just as an idea maybe.
A lot of people in Hong Kong.
Hmm?
A lot of people in Hong Kong, that's for sure.
Lot of people and all international. And when I was there, it was 6 years ago. No, I was 6 years ago. No, 7 years ago was it? So that land developed actually a lot more further than it was there to this time. So something maybe to check out. It's a good idea. Oh, Mr. got muted. How does it happen?
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, sorry, it disconnected me. Wow, I don't know why my Telegram, sometimes it just kicks me out of a call and then I have to join back in. But yeah, sorry about that.
It knows you don't
Hopefully you
like
heard
it,
most
so
of
it doesn't like you.
it. No, hey, maybe it's just all the different solar flares that are happening right now. I'm kind of a space fan, so yeah, I look at solar data. There's a lot of solar
Nice.
flares happening right now.
All right. I don't want to steal too much time from the community. Let me just get a couple of questions since there's some in the voice chat already. Before we go on. LB Crypto Adventure. Hello, welcome back.
Hey, what's up? What's up, man?
How are you?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Hey, I have a question. I hope you guys can hear me.
Great.
Now, how you guys? Are you guys planning on bringing any outside money flow into your project? Is that a way for you guys to keep stability in the ecosystem?
Yeah, so we are always interested in talking to folks to bring in vault deposits, especially from like investors and investment DAOs. But I think what you're speaking to is kind of funding. So we do have funding backing us, so we're good on that. But we're always open to new conversations if there's like an OTC deal out there and it makes sense for us. It always helps to increase our runway, just how much of a funding war chest that we can build, because that's going to allow us to make even more noise when we turn on marketing for the mobile app. So yeah, we are always talking to, whether they're investors, whether they're maybe even some of our retail partner conversations. Sometimes we get some investment interest there, and certainly we would love to speak with other protocols. We will be multi-chain in the future. We won't be cross-chain. We don't want to build bridges, because the cross-chain bridges are really vulnerable to exploit, and so we don't want to take that risk. So we will be multi-chain, which means we'll live on each chain with no bridge in between them. But we're also talking to different foundations for either grants or investments. And so, yeah, we are always looking to have that conversation on outside money. Absolutely. Why are you interested?
No, bro, not yet.
No, okay,
But
just kidding. But hey, if you know
I was
anybody,
reading the white paper.
yeah, we'll hook you up. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. I like to do my research, man. So, you know, but yeah, it's good so far. My thing is just hopefully you guys are not based on volume alone, right?
No, so yeah, we'd love to generate some more volume, but really at the end of the day, the revenue that we would generate from volume, because we do charge a 9% tax on transactions, that would basically be shared, right, with anybody that stakes new. So we have two revenue streams. Well, we have more revenue streams, but the two big ones are revenue that comes from our vault deposits. We do take 20% of the yield generated as a performance fee, just for making it all possible. It does take a lot of work. We take a 20% fee on just the yield, not the deposit, just the APR, right? Just the interest that's generated on your deposit. And we send about 4% total into our marketing fund and our dev fund. And so we pull from the marketing fund and we pull from the vault revenue. And that's how we share ETH as a reward for staking your new. So we would love more transaction volume because that means that's just more revenue that we can share. But we are not reliant on it because we do have funding, which means that we can pay for operations, infrastructure development, all the things. There are so many things you got to pay for. We do have the funding to take care of that. So we're not worried about the low transaction volume that we're seeing now. But we'd love more.
Oh, good to hear, man. Good to hear. All right, that's it. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Peter Griffin have a question. He's actually very active in your community, so let's let him hear. Hi, Peter.
Hi. Yeah, hi. How are you guys doing today? Awesome AMA. So I have a question, and I'm not asking this because I'm part of the community. I'm just asking this as just a listener of the AMA, right? So my first question is this: what happens to the project when, for example, now we experience Ethereum getting robbed? Let's say, for example, we all know this is crypto and anything is possible. See what happened to Luna, how Luna got robbed and it fell. So what if this kind of thing happened to Ethereum? Where does it leave the project?
That's a great question. First of all, I think Luna is maybe kind of a special example because Luna was built around their UST stablecoin, and that was an algorithmic stablecoin. So I don't think there's really no way for ETH to fail in the same way that Luna failed. But from an Ethereum perspective, if Ethereum just crashes in price, that would not be a fun place to be for anybody, right? How that affects us though is it doesn't really affect us because we're able to generate positive yield in any market conditions, right? And we can't control the price of the asset you deposit into our vaults. For example, ETH, right? We can't control the price of the ETH that you deposit, but what we can make sure is that the number of ETH that you deposit will always be growing, and that we can always add more NUM on top to make your interest rate, even juicier. So that is, we're not concerned with whatever happens with ETH. We'd love for ETH to rally because that just means there's more liquidity in the system, and hopefully some of that liquidity comes to us and people are feeling good. But if ETH crashes, then all good. We will still be around. We'll still be generating ETH.
Okay,
Does that answer
beautiful.
your
Okay,
question?
so yeah. So my last question is this. Okay, so there is something I've been wanting to ask concerning the vault. Okay, so for example, now let's say I create the vault now, and I myself am the only one permitted to activate or to access this vault. What then happens if, for example, I die? Who else can activate this vault? Is there an available process for someone else to be able to access these things apart from me that comes from my line? Like someone from my family wants to access this vault. How can they go about that?
That's a great question, and I think I have two answers for you. One that's for your question, and one that's related to your question. So, if something happens, so you are in the vault as a user. If anything happens to you, the only way to access that would be somebody that has access to the wallet that you used, whether it's a Coinbase wallet or a MetaMask wallet, whatever wallet you used. They either need to have access to that wallet through your computer or your phone, or they need to have the keys to that wallet so they can generate a new wallet and then come to NumisMe and go into the vault and withdraw. So we do not ever own your funds. You always own your funds, right? And that's really important to us because when you look at, like, related to Luna, actually, when you look at Celsius, you look at Three Arrows Capital, Genesis, Gemini, really, and all these other different firms like Hodl, everybody that's halting withdrawals or going bankrupt, that can't ever happen to us because the difference between us and those protocols is they were just banks and that had a crypto wrapping on it. And they were never DeFi. They always talked about DeFi. None of those guys were actual true DeFi, because true DeFi, decentralized finance, is what we do, is non-custodial, which means that no, we never take ownership of your funds. When you go into one of our vaults, we ask for permission. Our smart contracts ask for permission. One, the first permission we ask for is, can we touch your crypto? Not own it, can we touch it? Yes, cool. Then two, do we have permission to move your crypto into a yield strategy? Yes, okay. And then we do, the smart contract does it for the user. But at the end of the day, the user can always withdraw. There can never be a halting of it, and we can never go bankrupt because we are not using user funds. That's really important. We do not use the funds that users deposit into our vaults to do anything other than generate interest for you, the user. So, Celsius went bankrupt because they were using user funds to, make all these risky plays. And when those risky bets exploded, all the user funds were gone. So they couldn't repay, and then they didn't have enough money to keep operating. So now they're bankrupt. So that can't ever happen to us. So yeah, I think that's a great question. Thank you, Peter. Hopefully that answers your questions, though.
Yeah, beautiful. But then you made mention of something earlier about the loan that can be granted from the NumisMe vault and so on and so forth like that. So why call it a loan when basically you pay it back for me? Also, don't you think it's a little bit disturbing when I come for a loan once and then it gets paid back for me, and I also come back the second time? I mean, how many times do I need to come before I know that I've exceeded my time?
You were cutting out a little bit, so I had a hard time hearing you, but I think what you're asking is, how long does it take to repay the loan?
Should I repeat?
Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
Beautiful. So I said, why call it a loan when basically you pay back everything I borrow, So how many times do I need to keep coming back for loans until I know that my time is up?
Okay, so why do we call it a loan? We call it a loan because it is a loan. We are loaning that to you because we offer the ability for you to repay it. Let's say you don't want to wait for us to pay it back for you. You can pay it back early, manually, and then get your initial deposit back. So your deposit is always accessible as long as you repay that loan. So it is a loan, right? But there is no limit to how many times you can take out a loan, there is a limit to how much, there's no limit to how many times, as long as your total deposits over time. Let's say you deposit $100 and you come back next week, you deposit another $100, and then you do it again 3 times, you deposited $300 total. As long as your loans are at 60%, you can keep doing that, but you can't go past 60%.
Beautiful. All right, thank you very much. So that is my
thank you for your question.
Yes, sir.
Really, my 2 cents to that loan idea is actually good, because you only give loan to people who anyway have the money, so you can work with that money. You don't go in any financial risk that somebody cannot pay back the loan because you have it already. And it's also like, for example, you want to go on a holiday or you want to buy something like a TV or something, like you don't want to spend your money, your crypto on it. You have it, but you don't want to spend it because right now maybe crypto is in a downtrend or whatever, and you just rent it out and somebody will pay it in cash for you and buy it, so, and you can just pay back. Is there any interest rate for that loans, like, or it also depends on how much money I take or give?
No, there's no interest on the loan. It is truly a free loan. We pay it back for you, so it's free that way, but we charge 0 interest. So yeah,
perfect.
If you take out a $60 loan, then it's always going to be a $60 loan. Well, it'll get less and less as we pay it down. But
yeah, well, that's perfect. Like Payback have 10% or PayPal have 10% already. If you wanna take a loan in PayPal, you pay on 1 year. And I don't know how other banks are. I don't get any loan in Germany for under 3% anymore. So that's perfect. Let me get you 2 more questions in the voice chat, and I have a couple more questions as well after this. Let me get Ginny Preshi. Hello, I unmuted you. You can ask your question. Okay, change the mind. Then we take the next. Steven's great. Hello, you can ask your question.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I joined the AMA a couple of minutes late, so I'm very sorry if I'll be asking what you guys have talked about before, right? So, I saw in your roadmap that you guys are gonna have exchange listing, which I assume to be a CEX exchange listing, right? So, but going through your tokenomics, right? There is no token allocated specifically for exchange listing. So I was wondering how you guys gonna cope with that, right? How you guys gonna provide liquidity for the CX and the taxes and all of that. So how you guys gonna do that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So exchanges doesn't mean only centralized exchanges. It could also be other decentralized exchanges. We are talking to one DEX and one CEX, one centralized exchange. But as far as where we get the tokens, that's why we have our ecosystem allocation. So that's where we would pull the tokens from to go give to, take a centralized exchange, any of them, they would require, some tokens as liquidity. And that's where that would come from, is our ecosystem allocation, which has a lot of tokens in it, right? And so we don't have, compared to our total supply, we have just a fraction of that in circulation. And the reason why we've done that is we don't want to flood the market with the token, because that just increases sell pressure, and that means the value will continue to go down. We want to make sure that we have enough tokens to support other, for example, other exchange deployments, but also other chain deployments, right? You're going to need a lot of liquidity for other chains, but we also want to make sure that we have the flexibility, right? And for anybody that's looking at some of our tokenomics statistics, you might see we have 5 billion total supply. That is where a lot of the dashboards, like a CoinGecko, actually they calculate our market cap based on fully diluted value, which means all the tokens that exist, whether they're in circulation or not. So our market cap is actually truly much lower than that, because we only have a fraction of our total supply. But our total supply is also something that we plan to reduce. And we do have some marketing events. We do want to make them marketable moments. So, when we hit a certain milestone in terms of number of holders, we will reduce a chunk of the total supply. And then once we hit the next milestone, we'll do another reduction of total supply. So that just basically means that every NUM that's out there becomes more valuable, because there'll be fewer NUM tokens in existence over time. I hope that answers your question.
Seems like. Okay, let me mute. Let me get one more question. Or let me just ask my question before we jump, since we already talk about the contract. I actually forgot that because I'm so deep dived in that project. So you guys launched 6 months ago, right?
About, yeah.
March 30th.
You have right now in DEX tools around liquidity, where was it there? 763, I think I saw somewhere earlier in the other chart. It was around $300,000 liquidity, I think. Who financed that all? Is it all your private funds which is in the liquidity, or did you have like a private staff or like lots of money?
We launched with 250 ETH injected into liquidity on March 30th.
Nice.
Yeah, and we lock those. So the protocol seeded the liquidity pool with 250 ETH plus the tokens. So, basically 500 ETH total worth of liquidity. And we locked it there for 2 years. And that lock is, it mirrors the vesting of all our team and investor allocations for tokens. They vest over 2 years. After 1 year, 25% gets unlocked. Not for the liquidity pool, but just for investor and team allocations. And after 2 years, the rest of it gets unlocked. So yeah, we're really looking, if you think about it, it's 25% only at the first year and then the rest of it after 2 years. We are looking at this as a very long-term play because it will take us time to build everything that we need.
Actually very respectful to have like really this big amount of liquidity with 300 holders spreads a lot of confidence for me, which is good. High liquidity. Everybody likes high liquidity, or depends what you want. If
Yeah,
you
it
want a
makes it
moon,
so.
but it's
Yeah, right. Like with low liquidity, it would be easier for us to pump the price, right? Because there's less liquidity, there's more slippage in price, but that's not what we're trying to do, right? We're not trying to make to do this as a hype-based project. We want to build this as a true business, right? If we can get a little bit of hype, that's great. But that's not our focus, right? We want to make sure that we do things in the right way, in the ways that so many other projects didn't do. We take lessons from all those mistakes, and we do it in what we believe is a better, safer, more reliable approach.
I have these kind of questions in my DMs as well, and every time I have to say, hype is okay, but it's not gonna work anymore. We are not here in a bull run like last year, November, October, where everything was working, where one CMS post got you 500 investors. It's not gonna happen. We're in a new generation, and for me also utility beats always every hype you can get anyway, especially in long-term projects. And I like that high liquidity because it means everybody who's buying in, there's a lot of money, and you can also sell, you can buy, you can sell, you can trade freely with like a lot of liquidity. And if there's like less liquidity, low market cap, it's not even guaranteed you can buy or sell anymore. This is nice. I actually had the other question. I shoot it to Aaron earlier. Let me just ask it here. I see a lot of sales. Is it your contracts interacting each other, or is it just really just impatient investors who just cannot wait?
You see a lot of what? Sorry.
Sales over the last weeks. Is it
Yes.
your contract, or is it just really impatient investors who cannot wait?
Yeah, well, it's none of our investors because they can't access their tokens. But users, our retail investors, it is, right? So one way that we created our hybrid emissions model is that we send out rewards, Noom token rewards for vault users and liquidity providers, right? And what we wanted to do was create a system where those people are incentivized to not sell their Noom. Rather than sell the Noom, we want them to stake their Noom so that they can earn ETH, right? And our staking rate has shown that our staking rate keeps going up. So that shows that the system is working. Most people are staking all of their Noom rewards. But, like we said, we are permissionless and we are non-custodial. And that also means that we can't control what anybody does with their own funds, and nor would we want to. That is the wrong thing to do. So if anybody that's in the vault or is a liquidity provider wants to sell their Noom, yeah, they sell them, and so that's where the sells are coming from. But if you notice that you do see these green candles, that kind of lag a little bit behind the red candles, but every time there's a sell, you do see some buy support. And that is our contracts interacting with each other. And what we do is we take 1% of all transactions and we put that 1% into the liquidity pool, and then we lock it forever. We burn the LP token. And what that does is it gives us a bit of an organic buyback because half of that 1% needs to be used to buy Noom. And we do that on the open market. So we just by the fact that we are adding liquidity to the LP, we support the token price, and that makes us a little sell resistant. But also, as the pool balances, it does work in our favor. It does generate that incremental additional transaction volume, and that gets turned into organic buybacks. So that's another way that we're also sell resistant. So yeah, despite all the selling, we are able to recoup a good amount of that sell pressure. But we are down because we are also we do track ETH in terms of price pretty tightly, and that's because we haven't done much marketing. And like I said before, we want to be really careful with how we use our marketing dollars. So we're being really careful with how we spend on marketing. And in the absence of marketing, we're just tracking ETH, right? And as the pool rebalances, if ETH is down, then yeah, we do move down too. But for like in terms of contract interactions, in terms of the red candles, I think we have a pretty good system that makes the price fairly stable.
Yeah, I don't care about charts on long-term projects anyway. I saw that last week again. Easily went to a new all-time high from the bottom because I had one good idea. So that can easily return. Of course, the high liquidity makes it a little bit more difficult to moon factor, but I think your utility is just gonna work for itself, and it's gonna be very good on the price. I'm just here in BSC scan right now. The wallets on page 1 are really small, so that's good. Looks good. Our contract wallets here, token vesting is all vested. That looks good for me. You haven't done much marketing, means there's a good backup fund to to push the word out when the market is returning to a green market. It's going to be a waste of money to do it now, honestly. I don't actually.
But that doesn't mean we don't do marketing. We
No,
still have to
of
do
course.
marketing. But yeah,
You
we
do
want to be
slow,
careful
but
about that. Yeah.
don't spend
Slow, yes.
don't spend like 5 Ethereum on a call or something, you know.
Right.
Yeah. We're honestly we're not huge fans of call channels
Yeah.
anyway. We prefer to come here and talk to people and give details because we're essentially like, as exciting as this project honestly is, it's a long-term play, and so it doesn't come with the normal hype of crypto, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
us being able to kind of come in and actually talk to people and bring people bring people press releases or bring people blog posts or bring people back to our socials or to our NumisMe meetings or wherever we're updating constantly on project progress, like that's the kind of awareness and exposure that we're looking for right now. That's how we're trying to stretch out our marketing. That's why we're here talking to you guys. And that's what we think is the most effective right now, because ultimately, without a lot of investors in the space, you're like, we're here with real crypto enthusiasts, and we're here with real crypto industry people. So this is a great time to be going out and just talking to people and getting exposure that way. And I mean, everything will come in time. And so and we've got some great plans for marketing when things do kind of change over and we've reached a point in our project progress that we're ready to go forward, especially with the retail app. But our history with marketing, I mean, the first 3 months of our project, we stealth launched, first of all. Most of the action on the project was just on launch day from people seeing a live new pair, and aping in. And we, in the meantime, we went back and basically just kept building. We developed the partnership and the merger with the Axes. It took like 3 months before we were even ready to start implementing our DeFi products. So we just went back, kept our heads down, built real hard, came back up, and then we've been doing AMAs since I think the end of June, when we launched our app.numisme.io and had our first vaults ready to go.
Yeah, I see you anywhere around right now, also where I'm going. You're already there. So you know some people, and that's always important. And if they really are with you, then they're gonna support you when you push it to the other side around, Like I said, it's easy. It's just, of course, you're a bit under launch price, just 2x under launch price. So that's easy to reverse, nothing major. You are certic audited, right? Yeah.
Yeah, smart contract for
So
the
we
Numis token.
Yeah, so we do have a bunch of audits. Our token contract is audited by Certic, but our most sensitive smart contracts are our DeFi contracts, and those are heavily audited. We're triple audited there, and we're really proud of this. So sorry, I'm going to talk a little bit about this because I'm really proud of our approach. The way we do it is we, first of all, safety of user funds, I can't stress that enough, right? There's no point in us being on this mission to help people to generate yield on their wealth and to do it in a more fair way. None of that matters if people lose their money. So what we spend a lot of time doing is to make sure that our smart contract security is top notch, and our approach is fairly unique compared to most, I would say, like 99% of other projects out there. And the way we do it is we use a multi-layered audit approach. We first go into a traditional audit, or actually whichever comes first doesn't really matter. But at the same time, basically, we do a traditional audit, and we get their findings, and then we turn right around and we do a decentralized audit. And that is where we find the most value for our audits, right? We do the traditional audits because people like to see the tier one audit firm names. And that's the Certics, the Hetchies, the Quant Stamps, right? These are all tier one audit firms. And people like that because they know the name, they know that they do good work, and they do. But they don't come back with as many findings as we get any audit results compared to a Code Arena. And the way Code Arena works is they have an army of smart contract experts, and they're all experts in slightly different ways, whether it's user experience, code optimization, code hygiene, all the way to exploitable kind of things like security risks. And these hundreds of smart contract experts, they go and look at our code and they tear them apart, right? And for example, with one of the times that we did this, what we found was from our traditional audit, we got like less than 10 findings, 10 results. And then we go into Code Arena and they returned for us hundreds of results. And some of them were duplicates, so it's not truly hundreds of unique results, but you're talking about a difference of 10x the number of findings, even accounting for duplicate findings. And so what we do then is we go and patch the traditional audit findings, and a lot of times those are the same. They're duplicated within the Code Arena audit, and we spend the time to talk to these auditors, right? The army of smart contract experts, and we get an understanding of like, okay, where's your head at? How did you do this? Do you have any recommendations for a fix? And we go through this whole process and we patch all these findings. And so that takes a long time, right? There's a huge cost in terms of time, but also in terms of dollars. But we think of that as the right way to use our money, because that makes us stronger. It makes our code stronger. It makes our code more hardened against exploits. It makes our code more efficient. But really, every time we do this, it makes our devs better, because you can never know, no one person can know everything, right? So we love that, while it is time consuming and it is not a fun process, it is a very valuable process, because every time we do it, our guys, they learn things. And then the next time we write a smart contract, all those learnings are already in their brain, and they'll automatically be doing it in that way that they learned. So from that perspective, we are as secure as you can hope for in DeFi. Like, we're real proud of that fact.
Nice. Yeah, Certic is always good. We all know that's the best audit company you can have. I checked also 2 majors acknowledged, but this is just the usual stuff. What they don't like. So nothing to shout out for it. Yeah. So I can buy in Uniswap, right, with a 9% tax. Can I buy anywhere else as well?
Not yet. Like I said, we are in talks with other exchanges, centralized and decentralized. But right now we are focused really on Uniswap. And yes, there is the 9% tax. So when you do buy on Uniswap, you have to make sure that you set your slippage to like 10%. But yeah, it is on Uniswap.
Nice. I actually checked earlier. The gas fees are lower now as well since the merge. So if somebody want to try some some Ethereum plays or Ethereum projects, you know, it's affordable now. It's not like $500 anymore for a trade like it was before. The price also is
Yes.
pretty good to load up right now. Yeah. So for me, it looks very nice. Like I said, from my perspective, I'm gonna stay in touch. I'm gonna stay around. I'm waiting for that app. I actually can't wait for it. To use it. Um, still, I want to say, for everybody here, I don't give any financial advice, and please make your own research as well. It's a very, very big project, and we actually didn't touch so much. Have a look in the website. It's a nice website, awesome designed. The app looks pretty good as well, and the white paper is very complex as well. So take your time and have a read up as well. Yeah, guys. I wish you guys all the best for the future. Like I said, I'm gonna stay around as good as I can. And you can give your last words to our community and tell us why we should buy NumisMe, and why it's a good time now.
Yeah, well,
So,
thanks again for the opportunity. We're so excited to be able to get in front of and talk to your community, TJ. Just so everybody knows, we are still very early, right? You do want to buy Noom because as a Noom holder, you will receive more Noom right over time due to our reflections model. And for stakers, you also get the reflections, but you also get the ETH as a reward for staking your Noom. So, and it's cheap right now, in terms of price and for transaction fees. So that's a reason right there. But really, if you're looking for a project that's not about hype, that looking for a project that looks at itself as a business before it looks at itself, we are a business, not a crypto project. We look at ourselves as a business. If you're looking to invest in something that's long term, with a big vision and our patent pending technology that allows us to digitize physical cash change from stores and bring it into our app. We are where you want to be, right? There are pretty much no projects like us. We are a first mover. We intend to be that first mover into bringing real world utility to the Noom token. And above all, if you just like NFTs, if you just like being, talking about DeFi or crypto, come join our community, right? We'd love to, answer more questions. We'd love to keep talking to you. We have our Goblin Town NFT giveaway. So please keep an eye out for that. And if you're looking to generate, some referral bonuses, we do have our referral partner program that gives up to 1% of the deposit value for as a referral bonus for anybody that brings us an introduction to somebody that will deposit into our vaults. So yeah, with that, thank you again. We couldn't be more happy to talk to you today, TJ, and your community.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming over.
yeah, I second that massively. I'm really glad to finally come here. I'm glad to meet up with you after your vacation and have that kind of first, back in the seat AMA with you. And I hope that was really exciting for your community as well. Just
I think so. All right.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So I'm